It's pretty good. Okay, couldn't really say that without explaining any sort of context, although I'm going to make sure the title of the YouTube video, is pretty much gives it away. I'm going to make sure the title of the video gives away what I'm saying, in case anyone is, curious. But before I get into what specifically I was referring to, how about I get to my low, my high, my act of kindness? I guess my low is actually they're all intertwining because they all involve my mom. Because yesterday I took her to the airport, which was my act of kindness. I got to see her. That was my high, and obviously my low was that sort of feeling you get after you hug your relative goodbye after dropping them off at the airport. It's hard. I mean, obviously my mom got there safely because I would have received a call otherwise. I hope so. I mean, I looked at my messages this morning. I haven't gotten anything. Normally, my dad would be the first to know of anything happened to my mom, and of course he would immediately tell my brother and I. So as far as I know, that nothing happened. So there you go. So here's to hoping that my mom has a wonderful time in the great city of Chicago, Illinois. Seeing her best friend and her sisters, who are also some of her best friends. So there you go. It's essentially basically they were hashtag squad goals before hashtag squad goals were hashtag squad girl. I totally just said that wrong. Holy cow. Okay, let me say that again. They were hashtag squad goals before hashtag squad goals were hashtag squad goals. There we go. Yeah. I didn't screw that up again. We're good. We are A-okay. That is really cool. So, if you couldn't tell, outside of the fact, I was also right about the Browns winning too, which, okay, is it me? As a football fan, I know that we are relatively removed from the Browns going essentially 1-31 in the span of 2 seasons. We're pretty far removed from that at this point. But do you ever find it weird still that when the Browns win and you say the Browns win, like, holy cow, the Browns actually won? Is that just me? I think it might just be me, but let me know if anyone else feels that way. So, all that aside, let's get into what I was referring to, and that is the new Hot Ones Season 19 Hot Sauce Lineup reveal. And literally as the intro stated, it's good. Happy Friday, everyone. See ya. Okay, no. I'm obviously going to elaborate more. Why? I wouldn't just make an entire video only to just say that and, just do nothing for however long I feel like until I stop recording. No, of course I would explain myself. So, one thing is, I guess I was a little bit late when predicting when season 19 would start, because I actually thought season 19 would have started either last week or this week. So I wasn't really that far off, I guess. Just, 1 week ahead. And in a way it does kind of work out, because that way the season 19 finale will be the final week in December, roughly, or give or take. Because you're going to have at least 4 episodes in October, 4 in November. You're guaranteed at least 2 in December, maybe 3. So, somewhere between 10 to 12 episodes a season. You're pretty much going to bang out the rest of 2022 watching Hot Ones. Which works for me because, honestly, I've said this before, 2022 really hasn't been that great of a year for me. But there have been some things that have really helped me get through it. And I know it never really seemed like it, but watching Hot Ones really has. So, of course, it's probably coming across I'm not very enthused about the new Halloween season, but trust me, I really am. I'm trying to remain humble. You know, trying to like there's power in subtlety. You know, of course I'm thrilled actually, but I need to hoot and holler and do all sorts of crazy stuff to show it. Just saying, literally what I'm doing is enough. It is. But in terms of the actual reveal, I mean, there was actually a couple surprises. The Classic has a new flavor, chili maple, which, okay, it's an orange label. And you know what? I'm actually glad it's orange, because guess what? It's fall. And what color will we most associate fall with? Orange. So, yeah. An orange label for the Classic? Why not? Sure. Not to mention, I love me some maple syrup, so naturally, anything maple flavored, and which is another fall related flavor. So that's actually really interesting. And I love that Sean Evans pointed out that sauce, like they've been trying to crack the code on providing that great combination of both sweet and heat. And with this Classic chili maple, it really looked like, they cracked the code, which I hope so. Because, they really have a good team over at First Sweet Feast and, who they collaborate with and Hedonist and everything. So I'm sure they knew exactly what they were doing. The third sauce, the third sauce, I'll be honest, I don't know the names off the top. I forget the names off the top of my head and I was too lazy to bring them up. But the third bottle had a picture of a kitty. There was a kitty on there. Ooh, kitties. I love me some animals. Puppies, kitties. I love all that stuff. I do. And it's a cute little kitty. Oh, that's a cute little kitty. And Sean literally says it's like the number 3 sauce in this year's lineup is already in the top 5 of all time. Okay. That is pretty rad. Other hot sauces of note. Los Calientes Barbacoa, that's back. And because they were promoting barbacoa as like the sauce for the summer. Because, barbacoa, barbecue, obviously. But honestly, having barbacoa be in the fall may actually be a lot better of an idea than you might think. Because, yes, by all accounts, we are still in fall. But that's not going to stop the fact that we have football season on. And we love grilling food for football. Light up the grill, fire up the grill, barbecue. Why not? Honestly, at this time of year, you're seeing a lot more barbecue going on than you think you would. So, Los Calientes Barbacoa, the number 4, that's pretty good. The 5th bottle, I forget what specifically, obviously I forget the name, but the thing that stood out to me the most is it's an oil-based hot sauce. Specifically the fact that, most bottles of hot sauces, you can't really, because obviously most bottles of hot sauce are made with glass, and the sauce is, in the glass bottle, and you can't see through the glass, obviously. But you can clearly see through, both sides of the glass in that one, meaning obviously it's oil based. The sauce color itself is red, but you get the idea. You can actually see through it. Obviously it just looks red. And to my knowledge, I don't really think I've seen a hot sauce. I don't think I've ever seen the good folks over at First Sweet Feast and Hot Ones actually use a sauce that looks like that. Or at least something that was as oil based as that. So I'm interested to see what it looks like on the wings. I'll have to keep an eye out for that one. Let's see. Obviously there were a few sauces on there that were no shock to anyone. The Bomb being the 8th spot, of course. It looks like Smoke and Ed Curry now has 2 sauces at the very end. I believe it was The number nine I do remember because it was a combination of like two names. Like, I think the names of the two sauces were like Cosmic something and Scorpion Disco, and they combined the two, and now you have Cosmic Disco, which, okay, seriously, Cosmic Disco already sounds like a cool name. Like, it sounds like something you'd probably see on like the Jetsons or something. And the fact that some people are watching this may have no idea who the Jetsons are means, my God, I am old. Okay, but joking aside, and of course the last one is The Last Dab. Of course the Last Dab is going to be at the final one. It always is. And, you know, it's funny. You go from orange to gold. Like the classic, you know, reading the orange label, the maple, chili maple. It's like, obviously, the Last Dab Apollo being, you know, the gold label and stuff. That's how it knows. Honestly, like, so I've never actually seen a hot sauce bottle which the labeling I never really cared for. I mean, pretty much every hot sauce you see on Hot Ones at this point is from, you know, a local sort of private sort of, you know, group making them, which, you know, at the very end of the day, support local. I love that First Beef Feast has been doing that. Actually, First Beef Feast has been doing this one series called Hungry for More, where they're like going to different parts of the country with, you know, a bunch of different food styles, like food vendors. And this past episode they did, you know, Chinatown and stuff like that, in which, you know, they talked about how people have been coping, you know, at like times. And in case of the beach vendors out in California, like the law is really sort of being jerks about how, oh, you need a permit, which you have to pay like thousands of dollars to get and stuff like that. It's really horrible. Or how the good folks in Chinatown in New York City, like, were able to get through the pandemic the way they did. It was a learning experience and a humbling one. I highly recommend you check that out if you haven't already. So, yeah, First Beef Feast and Sean Evans and the good folks over at Hot Ones. I hope your break was, I hope you got an opportunity to recharge your batteries. I hope you had a great time doing whatever it was you were doing during your time off. Although one thing I do got to point out, in the beginning, before Sean went over all the lineup, he mentioned how he never usually has any of the sauces until they first start filming episodes for the new season. This time, though, he had filmed several, because they filmed their episodes in advance, no secret there. But this is the first season, to my knowledge, in which they recorded the episodes, and Sean had actually already had those sauces before he revealed the lineup to everybody else. That's really cool. And I'm very much looking forward to him having, well, actually, I'm looking forward to this lineup even more now, because Sean Evans legit said, like, it's probably the best tasting hot sauce lineup they've ever had, and I'm not sure it's even close. Which is a very bold statement to say. Because any hot sauce fan is going to tell you that, yes, as its name suggests, hot sauce is supposed to be spicy. It's supposed to, you know, trigger adrenaline, endorphins. You know, it's supposed to make you sweat. It should make you, it should burn your mouth. It should, you know, wake you up. It's supposed to, you know, it's supposed to make you feel like you're on fire at times. Which, for the most part, any good hot sauce is able to do. But if that's all it does, you're missing the point. It's called hot sauce. Yeah, getting the hot part is right. That's obviously key. But at the very end of the day, the sauce is supposed to actually taste good. That's the only reason why you use Really any sauce at all. Any sauce you can think of. Ketchup, honey mustard, barbecue sauce, hot sauce, whatever you like. It's supposed to taste good. That's its job. And when Sean Evans is saying that this is the best tasting hot sauce lineup ever that they've ever had, that's a pretty bold statement. I'm curious to see how the other guests react. Speaking of which, at the end of the reveal, they do a sneak peek as to what the new season, of who the first guest is going to be for the next season. And considering that over the years, they've had everyone from the likes of Neil deGrasse Tyson to Guy Fieri to Gordon Ramsay to Charlize Theron or Idris Elba or Dax Shepard and Kristen Bell, or Marquise Brownlee. I really could go on and on with all the guests they've had in Hot Ones. My point is, at this point, it really should come as no surprise that really, by all accounts, everyone is fair game when it comes to being a potential guest on Hot Ones. I speak, of course, of who they gave a teaser for who's going to be next week, and it's David Blaine. I never would have thought in a million years they would ever have David Blaine on Hot Ones. But they do. He's going to be next week. I'm like, wow. Actually, my response is like, no. Really? Because it never would have occurred to me they would get David Blaine. But again, if you're a celebrity or have any sort of fame or status or anything like that, you could be a guest on Hot Ones. Which actually does provide me some hope of me being on Hot Ones one day. I mean, I'm nowhere near the level of fame or celebrity that would allow me to be on that show. But if I had the opportunity to do it, you better believe I would do it. I mean, I've said this many times before, wings are the hors d'oeuvre on my full course menu of life. So being on a show that has chicken wings, sign me up, man. I was just I was trying to say bro or ma'am. I want to say Bram. Oh goodness, it is very early in the morning. I should probably get on with my day right now. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to season 19 of Hot Ones. Can't wait for next week. I'm interested to see who they already have because Sean said that he's already recorded several episodes before revealing the lineup. And obviously David Blaine is one of them. Who else was it? Or who else did they see? Well, we're going to have to wait in the coming weeks to find out. But already, I mean, I know it's a little early to say because the first episode of season 19 hasn't premiered yet. But the fact that you already have someone like David Blaine to kick off season 19 provides me a lot of hope for not just this season, but how 2022 is going to end. Because again, for me, 2022 really hasn't been all that great of a year for me. But there have been some things that have helped me get through it. Obviously my nephew's getting baptized. That's obviously a big one. I'm actually going to a wedding this weekend. That's going to be fun. So look for stuff like that is going to help me get through the rest of this year. And Hot Ones is going to be no exception. So again, Chris Schoenberger, Sean Evans, everyone over at First Big Feast and Hot Ones, I really hope your time off was everything you wanted. Your batteries have been recharged. You're ready to go. I can't wait for next week. So I hope y'all liked this video. If you did, subscribe to my YouTube, like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I do my YouTube channel greatly. Follow me on social media. I am very humbled in this video for all of you guys watch and enjoy for today. I am very hopeful you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Friday. And remember, if you guys want to talk to me, I'm always going to be here to lend an ear. I'll see you back. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.